Hola, hola, hola amigos, hola amigas, hola chamos, hola chamas, ¿cómo están? This is another Spanish class with Mr. Rios, okay? And today I'm gonna show you how to conjugate the verb to go but in Spanish, okay? Voy a enseñarles cómo se conjuga el verbo ir en español. Without further ado, let's see what this is today. Vámonos. Alright, before starting with today's lesson, I just need to activate some previous vocab because without vocabulary, we are not going to be able to understand anything or we are not going to be able to form new sentences with this new content, which is the verb to go in Spanish. El verbo ir en español. ¿Cómo se conjuga el verbo ir en español? How do you conjugate the verb to go in Spanish? Okay, first of all, let's go ahead and review some previous vocab with this set of vocabulary flashcards. And remember, we were studying this new lesson with the verb estar in our previous lessons. We said, por example, Carlos está en el baño. Carlos está en el baño. ¿Sí?
El baño. El baño.
Alright, and with this we mean, remember the verb estar was used to express where people are located, where someone is located at a given moment. So we're gonna say Carlos está en el baño. In this case, look at this
La
one.
biblioteca. La biblioteca.
Los chicos están en la biblioteca. Los chicos están en
La biblioteca.
la biblioteca, right? Next one. La cafetería. La cafetería. Las chicas están en la cafetería. Las chicas están en la cafetería.
La cafetería.
Right? The next one. El gimnasio. El gimnasio. Las estudiantes están en el gimnasio. Las estudiantes están en
el gimnasio. El gimnasio.
Right. Next one. El señor Pearson está en la oficina del director. El señor Pearson está en
la oficina del director. La oficina de la directora.
If it's a lady, we're gonna say la señora Fuller está en la oficina de la directora. Right? Next one. For example, this. La señora Tablante está en el pasillo.
El pasillo.
La señora Tablante está
el pasillo.
En el pasillo. Right? And this one is the word, the question word that we're gonna use to ask somebody where that person is going. And we're gonna say, for example, where is the library? ¿Dónde está la biblioteca? Where is the gym? ¿Dónde está el gimnasio? So if we want to know specifically where some place is located, we're gonna use this word, ¿dónde? ¿Dónde? However, if what you want to know is where someone is going, then we need to use this letter A at the beginning, and in that case, we're gonna say, ¿a dónde? ¿A dónde va Luis? ¿A dónde va Carmen? ¿A dónde vas tú? Again, ¿a dónde? If what you need to know is where someone is going, but if what you need to know is where some place is located, then you're gonna say where, or this one. ¿Dónde? ¿Dónde está la biblioteca? ¿Dónde está la oficina del director? And that's all the vocab that you needed to know to go ahead and start the explanation for this grammar chart that we have now. Okay. Let's remember what conjugating a verb is. So with the verb estar and also with the verb ending in A and R, we already learned how to conjugate a verb. And conjugate a verb is to apply the different changes that a infinitive form of a verb is gonna have according to each one of the pronouns. So if you say, for example, that the verb to be is the infinitive form or the base form of the verb, and when you apply that verb to be to the different pronouns, that's gonna have some changes, like I am. So now to be became am with the pronoun I. Or if you're gonna say you, the next one is gonna be are, and that is the conjugation for the second pronoun. Let me do this. Let's see if we remember easily this with this. I was giving you the example with the verb, for example, to be. This one is my base form or my infinitive form. But when I apply this verb to the different pronouns, that is gonna be changing. This verb to be, it's gonna be now I am, you are, he or she is, and this is what we call to conjugate a verb, applying the base form and making some changes according to these different pronouns. Those are the conjugated forms of the verb to be, right? Having remembered this, let's go back to the presentation and continue with my explanation. For example, in English, to go is conjugated as I go, you go, we go, they go, but for the pronouns he, she, or e, as you can see there, he, she, and e, that it's gonna change and then you're gonna say goes. He, she, and it goes instead. For the rest of the pronouns, you have go, go, I go, you go, we go, they go, and so on. Two examples. Pablo goes to the cafeteria at 12. If we replace Pablo by a pronoun, that's gonna be he. And as you can see here, for the pronoun he, then my conjugation is going to be goes. He goes to the cafeteria at 12. And in Spanish, that would be Pablo va a la cafetería a las 12. Okay? That was a short review about what conjugating a verb is. Next. The verb ir means to go in English. Ir, that's the base form of the verb. Ir. Again, ir, and that means to go in English, okay? We are gonna use it when we want to express where someone is going. That's the communicative function of this verb. Every time we want to express where you are going, where someone else is going, where people are going, this is the verb that we are going to use. Again, the use of this verb is for you to express where someone is going, where people are going, where you are going. And the question is, how do you form the present tense of this verb? This is what we are going to do. We're gonna follow this grammar chart that you have here, and we're gonna do the following conjugations. First of all, for the first pronoun, remember, so these ones that you have over here are your singular pronouns. And these ones that you have on your left are the plural ones. Okay? Yo voy. Ir becomes voy for the yo form. Then ir becomes vas for the tu form. And finally, ir becomes va for the él or ella form. Okay? Again, ir, it's gonna change into voy for the first singular pronoun yo voy. Then for the second, tu vas. And For the third one, which is usted, él or ella, you're gonna say va. I'm gonna use the vocab that we just studied to use it with this verb now. First of all, we said Carlos está en el baño. He was there or he is there. But now I'm gonna change the verb and I'm gonna say where he is going with these conjugations that I have here. In that case, that would be Carlos va al gimnasio. Carlos, as I say Carlos, the pronoun would be él, and that's why I'm using this conjugation that I have here. Carlos va al gimnasio. Yo voy a la biblioteca. Yo voy a la biblioteca. ¿A dónde vas, Adrián? Yo voy a la biblioteca. ¿A dónde vas tú? ¿A dónde vas tú? Tú vas al pasillo. Tú vas al pasillo. ¿A dónde va María? ¿A dónde va María? María va a la oficina del director. María va a la oficina del director. Or you can replace María by the pronoun and you can say ella va a la oficina del director. Those on your left were the singular pronouns. And now, if we're going to use these with the plural pronouns, let's go to your right hand and see this one. Yo and someone else, me and someone else, that becomes nosotros. And if my pronoun is nosotros, then the conjugation is gonna be vamos. Nosotros vamos a la cafetería. Nosotras vamos a la cafetería. In the case of a group of girls. Nosotras vamos. Vosotros vais. Vosotros vais al baño. Vosotros vais al baño. Ustedes van al salón de español. Ustedes van al salón de español. Ellos van a la clase de matemáticas. Ellos van a la clase de matemáticas. And those were all the conjugations that you need to know for the verb to go in Spanish. The verb ir. Again, I'm going to review them right quick. And this is how it goes. Yo voy. Tú vas. Usted va. Nosotros vamos. Vosotros vais. Ustedes van. Using the vocab that we had before, I'm gonna use them like this. Yo voy a la clase de matemáticas. Tú vas al gimnasio. Carlos, o él, va a la oficina del director. María, o ella, va al gimnasio. Nosotros vamos a la clase del señor Ríos. Nosotros vamos a la clase del señor Ríos. Vosotros vais al pasillo. Vosotros vais al pasillo. And the last example is this one. Ustedes van a la biblioteca. Ustedes van a la biblioteca. Ellos y ellas van a la cafetería. Ellos y ellos van a la cafetería. We're gonna use ir with the word a. Remember, you don't say a, in this case is a, to say that someone is going to a specific place. When a is followed by the word el, we're gonna combine those two words and we're gonna make a contraction, which is gonna be al. Let me go back to this explanation in my board and tell you this. So same way you in English is say go to to go to. In Spanish, that second to, it's gonna be ir a, right? That would be the same or equivalent to say to in Spanish. To go to school. Ir a la escuela. Ir a la escuela. That would be in red. To continue with the same thing. Let me delete this. Ir a la escuela. Okay, so I can say go to the gym like this. I go to the gym. That in Spanish is yo voy a al gimnasio. All right, that two that you have here is this. But now the question is, why you have al if you were saying that you need to put letter A here? And the reason is this. That is a contraction. Every time that we are going to say a el gimnasio, I don't have space to continue, but you know that's gimnasio, the full word there. In Spanish, we are going to contract these two words and we're gonna make them only one. We're gonna eliminate that letter A and that letter E here, and we're gonna just have al. What it used to be a él, now it's al. It's a contraction there. Second example, let's see this. Carmen goes to the hall. I'm gonna replace Carmen by a pronoun, and that would be ella va, the conjugation of the verb goes, and then I can say al pasillo. Right? Ella va al pasillo. And you already know that al is a contraction of a, el, pasillo. Every time that you are going to say a, el, actually we're gonna replace that by the contraction and we're gonna say al. Okay? I hope this is clear. And if it's not clear, leave me all the questions in the description of this video for me to explain that better if possible. So we have two examples here. Voy a la biblioteca or los estudiantes van al gimnasio. Good. Having said this, we're gonna have the last slide for today regarding the verb ir, and we're gonna say to ask where someone is going, we're gonna use a donde. Remember, I just gave you the differentiation between donde and a donde. Again, if you want to know where a place is located, we're gonna say, where is the gym? ¿Dónde está el gimnasio? Where is the restroom? ¿Dónde está el baño? But if what you need to know is where someone is going, then we're gonna use a dónde. ¿A dónde va el señor Ríos? ¿A dónde va Carolina? ¿A dónde va Andrés? Andrés va al baño. Carolina va a la biblioteca. And that's the difference. So, ¿dónde? For you to know where a specific place is located. ¿A dónde? For you to know where someone is going at a given moment. And the last explanation for today is just one pronunciation note here, la letra D. So, It is pronounced very similar like you do that in English, like in the English word door. In Spanish, the letter D has two sounds. At the beginning of a sentence, like in door, like in deer, and we also have a differentiation after a pause or after the letters L or N. It's gonna sound the same way you pronounce that for door or deer. But in all other cases, that is gonna sound like the in the word the in English. So pay close attention to the two sounds of the word the in all these words. For examples, comida, da, adios, lado, divertido. And here we have both examples. Divertido at the beginning of the word, but then we have that in the middle. So this is initial position and this is in the middle of the word. Divertido. The difference is this. When this is in initial position, we're gonna put the tip of the tongue in our teeth like this. Divertido. But in the middle one, the tongue goes a little bit backwards and you say divertido. Divertido. It goes right behind the teeth when it's in the middle. Falda. Grande. ¿Dónde está David? See? David. The first one goes in front of the teeth. ¿Dónde? And then the second one, David. That second, the ones in green, for that you need to put the tip of the tongues a little bit behind, right? That was the pronunciation key today. That's all that I have for today. And well, having said this, go ahead and complete the exercises that I'm gonna post with this grammar chart today. Everybody, go ahead and start working with the grammar chart with the grammar exercises for the verb to go using this grammar chart that you have right now. Adiós, nos vemos amigos, hasta luego.